We're going to stand, do the Pledge of Allegiance, and remain standing. Pastor Rocky Fritz from First Baptist Church in Amboy is going to do the invocation for us.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I appreciate the opportunity to lead in prayer, and let's go to the Lord in prayer. Our Father, we come to you tonight seeking your guidance and your help. I thank you for the opportunity we have to serve in this great country, in this great county. Thank you for each one of the men and women that have given their time and their energy to be a part of this ministry. And we pray your blessing upon them. Bless the decisions, the discussion that'll be made tonight. And we just ask for your leadership and your direction. In the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Fritz. Thank you. Nancy, we do a roll call, please?
Acree.
Here.
Allen. Bivens. Book.
Here.
Friel.
Here.
Gascoigne.
Here.
Hudson.
Present.
Kitson.
Present.
Copine.
Present.
Minimi.
Present.
Naylor. Present. Pearson.
Present.
Robertson.
Present.
Sheline. Shippert. Here. Scrogstad.
Here.
White. Wilson.
Here.
Zeman.
Here.
Olson.
Here. Thank you. We'll go under announcements. Please mute or turn your cell phones off. We have Jennifer Kolb, who's got a 25-year acknowledgement with Lee County Health Department. Jennifer, would you come forward? And Kathy, I think.
Thank you. Jennifer Kolb is our environmental health coordinator. She holds a Bachelor of Science and she's a licensed environmental health practitioner. She's worked in all of our environmental health programs over the past 25 years. Our primary programs are food, wells, and septics, and over those years, she's become quite an expert. She's also the department's designee for the nuisance cases that seem to be continuing in the county. Some words I'd use to describe Jen: she's loyal and dedicated to the department, knowledgeable, dependable, hardworking, and tenacious. These are great qualities to have because it's a position that is sometimes underappreciated and actually sometimes not always met favorably if we're trying to rectify situations in the interest of public health. So all of us at the Lee County Health Department and the Board of Health greatly appreciate her years of service and offer our congratulations on this impressive milestone.
Thank you, Jen. We'll move on. Now it's time for the quarterly employee spotlight recognition. We have two tonight. We have Chris Tennyson nominated Beth Hubbard for the quarterly employee spotlight program. Chris, would you like to step up?
I would love to, and I apologize if I'm a little bit sad tonight. We just left an employee function at the Candlelight in Rock Falls. I've got 4 veteran employees retiring, leaving this year, anywhere from 15 years of service to 32 years of service. So big holes to plug, but it's very well deserved. And I'm so excited that I'm here tonight with Beth. Beth's been with our office for 32 years. Started as a truancy officer a long time ago, and then moved into the education outreach program, which was started in Whiteside County in July of 2003. 10 years later, our offices were consolidated in 2013, and Beth's been running the program for all 20 years of that program. Her main goal when she took over the program was to work as hard as she could to help any 17-year-old to 24-year-old in our 3 counties that didn't get done with high school and get them in, get them motivated, work with them, and get them to get their Illinois high school diploma. And I'm so happy to say that tonight. It used to be GED, but the law did change. So now as of January 1st, if they earn their diploma, it is called their Illinois high school diploma. Beth told me she started out that first year with a goal of trying to get 5 students in. 20 years ago. And I know I wrote this in my write-up on Beth, and I have to amend it because I put that she just helped the 500th person, but now it's up to 501 because we just had one more young person get their high school diploma. So I can't think of how many lives she's touched in the time that she was here, and thank you for honoring her. And I don't, Beth, is there anything you want to say?
Thank you very much. And honestly, thank you for that, but also thank for everything that you do for Chris, for all the support and everything. And I also want to say the Business Employment Skills team, because they're very supportive, and I know their office is right over there because I borrow it all the time. So without them, we get the grant funds from them, and the idea is just to eliminate the barriers. So yes, I've borrowed your courtroom many times, so I apologize.
But the
Thank
county
you.
would like to present you with this gift card for all your work and all your years of service, so congratulations.
Thank you. Our second one, Dee Duffy nominated Jonathan Henriksen tonight for the quarterly employee spotlight. Dee, would you like to take the microphone? Surprise, Jonathan.
Surprise, Jonathan. Do you want to come?
We should make Jonathan come down there and stand next to Dee, don't you think?
I
Come
think so,
on,
yes,
Jonathan.
So Jonathan's impact has been visible from the first week he was hired as a county Zoom meeting guy. For the last 2 years, he has quietly but visibly ensured public transparency and member participation using the Zoom tool. More recently, he led the transition from old to new technology in the meeting room, overseeing the equipment and software upgrades, providing reassurance and confidence to those of us who are not very techy. Board members are likely aware of his contributions during committee meetings and board meetings, but you may not be aware that he also provides technical support at the zoning and planning meetings. This allows my office to focus on zoning petitions rather than technology, which is much appreciated. Jonathan's role has significantly changed during his tenure with Lee County, and his impact has exponentially grown with his responsibilities. He has a knack for respectfully assisting other county staff without making them feel inept. He effectively uses collaboration and respect, sprinkled with humor, to face the daily tasks we throw at him. Jonathan is a welcome sight for Lee County employees with technology challenges. Jonathan has made major contributions toward more efficient operations and improving the quality of all county public meetings. Although the boardroom technology upgrades were not initiated by Jonathan, he was on board from the beginning, pun intended. As project lead, Jonathan provided consultation to contractors, acting as chief troubleshooter and trainer for all in-house staff, including my department. In addition to the audio-video improvements, he played a leading role in the implementation of tablets for all board members, which also increased efficient operations and resulted in saving a significant amount of time and paper. I am sure I echo the sentiments of many other staff members when I say that Jonathan is a real asset to Lee County, and we are lucky to have him as part of the Lee County team. So Jonathan recently moved to Dixon to be closer to this job, and in doing so, he is not allowed to have pets in his new place. So the zoning office, as a way of expressing our appreciation for your attendance to all the long and late night zoning meetings, want to present to you the newest courthouse cat, Louie. Thanks for all your help. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Okay, under announcements, I've got one last one for the Veterans Assistant Office request for drivers. Mr. Scrogstad reported in County Services that they're looking for drivers to take veterans to and from doctor's appointments and even as far as out as Iowa. So if anybody is interested in helping out, contact Jim Gorman, please. So that's all I have for announcements. We'll go on to the approval of board minutes. Do we have any changes, corrections to the board meeting minutes for April 20th meeting? If there's no changes or corrections, we're going to let them stand as read. We'll go down to 7, monthly resolutions. We have none. Down to 8, zoning and planning. Included in your packet, there's a monthly report from zoning and planning with an overview of their activities, including zoning petitions. So read them at your leisure. Go to petitions. B, petitions going to the ZBA. We have one petition. Petition 23-P-1604 by Wusong Solar LLC, parcel number 16-01-13-100-001, and parcel number 16-01-14-200-003. It's special use for a solar energy system in Palmyra Township. Is there a petition to move the petition 23-P-1604 to the Zoning Board of Appeals? Mr. Kitson moves. Mr. Scroggs second. Any discussion? Any discussion? If no discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. I go to C, we have petitions going to the Planning Commission. We have none. Go to D, petitions coming from the ZBA. We have one petition, petition 23-P-1605 by Maple Road Solar LLC, parcel number 0702-36-400-008. It's a special use for a solar energy system in Dixon Township. It's included in the agenda packet is a copy of the resolution that includes the conditions. Is there a motion to approve petition 23-P-1605 with the conditions presented in the resolution? Mr. Wilson moves, Mr. Krogstad seconds. Any discussion? Alice, would you come forward and explain the conditions?
Good evening. The zoning board heard petition 23P-1605 earlier this month. It received a unanimous recommendation to approve with conditions. And we are asking, the zoning office is asking that two of the conditions be removed. Letter E, which stated the word adjacent as used in the screening section of the applicable Lee County ordinance be interpreted to include the platted subdivision and all of the 7 previously noted residences. Our office was advised by the state's attorney's office that this is drawing a legal conclusion and is improper, and so we're asking that it be stricken. We are also asking to remove letter F. Applicant is required to provide the Lee County Zoning and Planning Office with evidence before a building permit is issued that they have contacted the owner of any defined adjacent non-participating dwelling to explain to them their ordinance-driven screening options and to have either reached a memorandum of understanding with those owners for a screen or to have made the required one-time payment to them. This is redundant. It is already covered by the ordinance, and we are asking that it just be stricken for clarity.
Any questions or comments for Alice? Everybody understand what we're doing? Okay, we have a motion and a second. We have discussion. All those in favor and passing this signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Let's do a roll call vote, please.
Shippert,
No.
Scrogstad,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Zeman,
Yes.
Acree,
Yes.
Book,
Yes.
Freo,
Yes.
Gascoigne,
Yes.
Hudson,
No.
Kitson,
Yes.
Copine,
Yes.
Minimi,
Yes.
Naylor. Yes. Pearson,
No.
Robertson,
No.
Olson.
I'm going to abstain.
Yes, 4 no.
Motion passed. We'll go down to E. Petitions coming from Planning Commission is none. We'll go down to Administrator Monthly Update and Board Member Comments. Does any board member have a comment at this time they want to share with us? None? Wendy?
Only items that are further down on the agenda. Thank you.
Wow, got away quick. We're going to go to public comments. I have one. Items on the agenda. I have Mark Warner would like to talk to us. Would you like to come up to the podium at this time and discuss with us?
Just to be clear, this is off the agenda.
Okay, so then, all right, we got 5 minutes.
Yes.
Is this in pertaining to a solar system or?
Yes.
Okay, so the proper place would be the ZBA hearing next month, but we'll let you go ahead here or whatever, but you really need to show up at the hearing when they have it, and I don't know the correct date.
Okay. Well, you'll understand when I make my statement.
Okay.
Okay. I've written it down because I only have 5 minutes. For the past 23 years, I have researched the history of Franklin Grove and the surrounding area. I'm currently working towards creating a permanent history museum for Franklin Grove. The key historical site in this area is the Colonel Whitney House, located at the northeast intersection of McGurr and Whitney Roads, just south of Franklin Grove. This property was given national recognition by being placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1990. It is the only property in rural Lee County that has been so recognized. Recently, a solar development company has petitioned our county to construct a utility-scale solar installation on this historic site. An ordinance regulating the development of solar energy systems was adopted on November 27th of 2022. Such ordinance addresses the, quote, protection of historical resources and sites, unquote. Subsequent to the petitioner's filing, the Lee County Zoning Office sent notice of such petition to local government boards. However, local historical organizations and tourism offices were not notified. It was only due to a chance drive down Whitney Road less than 2 weeks ago that I saw a posted sign giving public notice of a hearing. I soon contacted the Lee County Historical Society and I was told that they had no knowledge of a petition to construct a solar farm at the historic site. Having just a few days to prepare for the hearing, both myself and a representative of the Lee County Historical Society attended the hearing. The owner of the Whitney Mansion also attended, being strongly opposed to said petition, but we had no time to engage our own expert witnesses or even to gather detailed information about the proposed project. This past Tuesday evening, the Zoning Board of Appeals met to review the facts which had been testified to during the hearing. Subsequently, their vote to approve the petition resulted in a tie. The presiding judge, Judge Slavin, then declared that a tie means that the petition has failed. The dissenting board members cited the following concerns: impact on the historical character of the property, impact on the terraced fields surrounding the property, potential damage to the Whitney Mansion due to drilling into the limestone bedrock, and a high land evaluation site assessment or LISA score. To conclude, I understand that this matter will be decided by this board on June 22nd. I have been told by our zoning officer that there is no further ability to present expert witnesses or evidence, but I am free to speak with the members of this board. I offer to make myself available to speak with you, whether by email, phone, in person, or at any of your committee meetings, and at any time. Finally, please note, this is a very unique situation as this is likely the only historic site in Lee County that would ever be impacted by having a utility-scale solar development at its doorstep. The Whitney Mansion is the historical crown jewel of our rural county. It has been assigned National Historic Status, the highest level possible, and is worth protecting. The petitioning party has plenty of room to place their project elsewhere in our county where they will not disturb this cultural treasure. Thank you for listening, and I hope to hear from you.
Thank you. That's all we have for public comments. We'll move down to county organizations, presentation, and updates. And tonight we got the pleasure of Tom Dimmer from CETA to give us an update. Tom?
Well, thank you, Chairman, and good evening, everyone. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to give you an update here this evening. The first thing I want to say is thank you to Lee County for the commitment you've made to economic development in Lee County, the investment that you made in Lee County Industrial Development Association, and the work that you do on countless issues in zoning and county administration every day. All of those things play a pretty key role in being able to land economic development projects, large and small, across Lee County. There's a lot to cover here, so I'm going to just touch a few things because I know you have a long agenda, and this won't be the last time you see me. So if there's things you want to talk about later, just let me know. I've been on the job in this new position for just a little over 3 months now, and one of the most important things that I've dedicated time to is doing an inventory of the sites that we have available for development and construction here in Lee County. From some of the very obvious sites that have been long held as potential development sites, working our way down through some of the smaller, more special purpose or niche sites that might exist throughout the county. There's a lot that goes into inventorying these sites, a lot of which is evaluation of the utilities that are available in these sites. So as you know, when someone wants to move a project into an area, they're not looking to start from the ground up. They would like it if there were a number of things that were ready for them to tie into already, whether that's roads or sewer or water infrastructure, electrical utilities, natural gas pipelines, all sorts of those kinds of things that form the utility bedrock or the infrastructure bedrock for potential development projects. A couple of the areas that are best suited for this development have been where we've really invested a lot of time in putting together the kind of marketing materials and detailed information that site selectors look for. The first of which is in the Lee County Business Park, just south of 88 here, the Dixon Industrial Park. We have a number of sites here that are already served by road access, already have sewer and water infrastructure, already have some level of electrical service and the potential to be able to scale up to serve larger industrial users there. We've had site visits from folks who are looking at some of those sites, both from local and national search firms, and really is a place where we have a potential for some significant development. And I think even in the very short term, some positive things happening in that business park. You'll also note that in that park there, the city of Dixon recently formed a new TIF district, the Industrial Park TIF district that includes 4 parcels for development out there. So we're actively working on promoting those sites to potential projects that have come to us, again, both locally and at a state or national level. The other area we've put some significant time into is a kind of a site that's a partnership between Lee County and the city of Rochelle. And that's what we call the dual rail mega site that exists in Alto Township, just south of the city of Rochelle, just south of the county line. This is a site that's over 1,000 acres of land that's already served by sewer and water, already served by electrical utilities, natural gas pipelines, road access, primarily by Stewart Road in Northeast Lee County. But it's also served by a rail spur and is immediately adjacent to a new intermodal transload facility that the city of Rochelle is going to operate. Those kinds of things, in addition to the fact that it's a 1,000-acre contiguous site, make it an incredibly attractive place for some very, very large-scale developments. Now, again, we've had a recent site visit for a potential project to locate there. And in those site visits, we've tried to do that in partnership with the city of Rochelle and GREDCO. And I think it's shown a very good unified local front that both from the interaction that a site like that would have with the city of Rochelle and Rochelle Municipal Utilities, as well as with Lee County through the zoning and permitting process. They need to work with multiple units of government on this. And so we've been actively working together to fill out RFIs for this site, to get the site listed through Intersect Illinois, and also to meet individually with potential projects to go in there. We also worked together on passing a bill through the state legislature, Senate Bill 1127, that thanks to your efforts in rezoning 800 acres of that site just last fall, we were able to protect from some of the state changes to zoning on solar and wind projects. We were concerned that a project might go there and take advantage of the electrical infrastructure, but make no use at all of the rail, the water, the sewer, the natural gas, the road access,
all of the things that make it a compelling industrial site would have really been a bridge to nowhere if a wind or solar installation went in there. So Senate Bill 1127 passed both the House and the Senate unanimously and is now headed to the governor, where he'll likely, if there's been no expressed opposition so far, likely sign that into law and give us the only 800 acres in the entire state of Illinois that's exempted from that bill. So I think a very proactive approach that we've been able to take there. I'll also mention we've done a number of project work with Intersect Illinois, with the state's public-private partnership that focuses on economic development. This is the group that produces code-named project RFIs. So we'll get a project without knowing who the company is, a code-named project that will be looking for a very specific set of circumstances, a specific amount of land, different use cases for how much power they need, how much water, how much gas they need. And then we evaluate potential sites and submit proposals to them for evaluation. So we have 5 current RFIs that are pending before Intersect Illinois, one of which has made a site visit to 2 different locations in Lee County, and the others are in the process of evaluation that we're hearing from. So some potential leads, some positive leads there. We've also been working with some local businesses on expansion and growth opportunities here. Trying to identify both the incentives that exist at the local level through TIF districts and enterprise zones, as well as at the state level through the EDGE credit and construction jobs credit through the Blue Collar Jobs Act. We think that there's a good opportunity for a couple of projects to get off the ground and receive some support and expansion and growth plans there. In addition, we've been working in partnership with the City of Dixon on the Dixon Gateway development area. I recently attended with Danny Langloss, the International Council of Shopping Centers, to recruit tenants to fill out the Gateway area. This is an important thing for both the development of that as a retail and shopping corridor, as well as a tremendous source of sales tax revenue for the city, the county, and importantly, I think for folks across Lee County to remember, thanks to the school facilities sales tax that's in place, every dollar that's spent in a bustling retail corridor like that is equally distributed among all the students of Lee County, no matter what school they attend. So dollars, even though they're not spent in that school district or in that municipality, really do support school infrastructure as well as county public safety and normal operating revenues in all of those locations. So we're continuing to pursue both the commercial development side, retail development, as well as a number of really promising and large scale multi-million-dollar industrial investments across the area. So I want to keep my report brief on that. I am going to hand out to everybody some business cards here. This has all the contact information on there. If you want to get kind of fancy, you can take your phone and scan the code to see the newly established Lee County Industrial Development Association website. But given the number of different issues that we have to talk about, we're never going to cover them all through these kinds of updates at the board meeting. I really encourage you and welcome you to reach out on any kind of questions you have about potential sites, potential development areas, strengths or weaknesses of different areas we might want to work through. And then you can also see on the website there some of the areas we featured, some of the supporting documentation that talk about the attributes that some of these different sites have. So I welcome any questions or appreciate your opportunity to speak with you tonight.
Any questions or comments for Tom? There's a lot going on. We got the right man on the job. So thanks, Tom.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Go into reports of standing committees, county services, Mr. Scrogstad.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. County Services met May 15th. We had pretty good size agenda. A lot of my information is located in our agenda packet. If you all want to dive into reading all that, there's just a couple things I want to touch base on. The assessor's office, she introduced a couple of reappointments and appointments to fill some board reviews. We'll be dealing with that later on today. So that was one of the things that we discussed. So that'll be later on. Also, GSI person, Sammy, did a kind of let the committee know what was happening. He's originally from Sudan. He's got some family from Sudan. So I encourage everybody to listen to his story on what's happening with his family on the YouTube during that particular committee. And that was, again, County Services Committee minutes, or County Services Committee, and it was May 15th, if you want to look on YouTube for that. So I encourage everyone to take a look at that, see what's going on there. One of the things too is the IT department. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but we're going to be moving the county website. Mr. Gorski, he's going to be moving the county website from leecountyil.com to leecountyil.gov. We're going to be moving our website to the 21st century, along with other government type .coms or whatever you want to call those. Also, they're doing some cybersecurity training throughout the county. Another thing came up is that we're going to be voting on today is that there's a mandate for a statewide for all 102 counties rental housing support fee that will increase July 1st. And it's a mandatory. We're going to be voting for it. So it's, I guess I personally, I don't know why we have to do this. The state's going to, make us do this, but we have to vote for the increase from $9 to $19. So it's like, what's the point? But anyway, that's just my opinion. But at any rate, y'all can look at the agenda packet on what else happened that day. Thank you.
Any questions for Mr. Scroggstead? Thanks, Jack. We'll go down to Public Safety Court Services Committee. I got Mr. Hudson going to give the report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Public Safety and Court Services Committee met on Monday, May 15th. Mr. Copine was not able to attend the meeting. Information is in the packets and then on the Lee County website. Hit the highlights. No member of the public were in attendance. Minutes from the April's meetings were approved as presented. Animal Control Administrator Terry Zink reported that Angie Shippert would be helping her put together a small group to workshop ideas on how to best handle the feral cat population within Lee County. Terry also explained that the dog kennel gates were being damaged by the dogs. So to remedy the problem, the old galvanized gates were removed during the kennel renovation, would be dipped and reinstalled. EMA Director Kevin Lally presented a request for a contingency line item in his budget. And it looks like this will be addressed during the budget process later in the year. Probation Director Stacy Stewart reported that she would be requesting an increase in the Dependent Children's Fund line item from the Finance Committee in June. The funds are quickly being depleted because more minors are being detained. Sheriff Whalen reported that he had a correctional deputy recently resigned and would be seeking to fill that position. Ms. Ryerson reported that the unsafe conditions at the abandoned property at 2500 West 4th Street in Dixon had been mitigated. The property was advertised in a newspaper soliciting sealed bids for the purchase of that property. And later in the meeting, the board will be given the opportunity to award the property to the highest bidder. The highest bid was $5,006. Total expenses for this project was $15,999, and these funds were provided by the courtesy of ARPA. Finally, the board will be voting on the intergovernmental aid agreement between the county and city of Amboy for police dispatching. The fee was increased from $21,000 to $26,500 per year. The meeting was adjourned at 11:03, and this concludes my report, Mr. Chairman.
Any questions for Mr. Hudson? Thanks, Keen. We'll go to Facilities Maintenance, Mr. Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Everything's in the onboard. We continually work on the elevator across the street. I think we're a couple of weeks away from the completion of that project. Then we're going to start over here on the old courts building elevator. But other than that, that's all I got to report.
Any questions for Tom? Thanks, Tom. So when we say everything's in onboard, we need to say everything's in the packet because people on YouTube and that don't have onboard. So just so they know, everything's in the packet. It's on the website. So when we do that, I'm not scolding you. I was told to make sure
It's in the packet, Bob.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Wilson. We'll go to Claims Committee, Mr. Zeman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. two committee meetings to report. One is April 19th, 2023 at 9 a.m. here. We reviewed and initiated 48 claims on that meeting. Very little trouble with that. Second meeting was May 10th, 9 a.m. We went through 82 claims on that meeting. And normal little glitches here and there, but we solved them without rejecting claims. So we're kind of happy about that. Once again, the minutes are in the county board agenda package on the county website.
Thank you.
Unquote. Thank you.
Any questions for Mr. Zeman? Thanks, Mike. We'll go to Finance Committee report. Mr. Book.
Yeah, thank you. We met on May 18th at 9 o'clock in this room. Paul walked us through the financial reports, said that the personal property replacement tax is being examined. It's going to be recalculated and show a minimum of 5% reduction next year. That's something that I think the state gives us. Working on Reagan Mass Transit District is becoming its own thing. Hopefully next year they're working through that. What else? I think the rest of the things have been sort of covered by others. The minutes are in your packet on the website, in your onboard.
Any questions for Mr. Book?
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike. I got Executive Committee. I wasn't there at the meeting. Minutes are online on your packet, online. Mr. Kitson ran the meeting. Tom, do you have anything you want to share with everybody?
No, I think you've said it all. It's in the report.
All right. Thanks for sharing that for me. Any questions or comments? None. We'll move on to reports of other committees or appointments. Ms. White's not with us tonight for Board of Health, so we'll move on to 911 Board. Mr. Hudson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Board, we met earlier today prior to tonight's meeting. The minutes of the March meeting are provided in the agenda packet and standard business meeting. Discussion items included seeking generator maintenance, vendor for the ECC, legislative extensions, along with standard business approving claims and update information for equipment software. The next ETSB meeting will be scheduled for Thursday, July 27th at 3:30 p.m. at the Lee County ECC 911 Center. That's in my report, sir.
Any questions or comments for Keen? Thanks, Keen.
You're welcome, sir.
Go to tourism, Mr. Gascoigne.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was unable to attend this month's meeting, but the information is in your packets and on the Lee County website. And you can see our ad here is in the inside back cover of the Voyager on your desk there. And the tourism focus group continues to move forward with a new path for promoting Lee County tourism.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Thank you. Thanks, Ron. We'll go to Tri-County Opportunities Council, Ms. Shippard.
Thank you. The April minutes are in the agenda packet, as well as an informational flyer about an upcoming softball tournament. It's a charity event. And then in addition to that, there is a short packet that has all the offerings that TCOC has to offer for their services. Thank you.
Any questions or comments for Angie? Thanks. Angie, we'll go down to Tri-County Opportunities Council. I guess we just did that. Blackhawk Hills Regional Council, sorry. Lee Ogle Enterprise Zone.
I believe that Mr. Demmer gave the best update for the Lee Ogle Enterprise Zone. In terms of the BHRC, there is one grant of note. Given electronic vehicles usage, now there are grants out for that, that people can apply for so that we can have charging stations throughout cities or counties, should that be desired. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Thanks, Angie. We'll go down to Waseda, Mr. Akery.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We didn't meet this month, but I sure appreciate Mr. Demmer coming out tonight and kind of giving us a real nice update. He hit on everything that he's been working on real well, but it seems like things are jamming pretty well with the county that way. So our next meeting is June 7th. So
All right.
that's all I have.
Thanks, Reed. We'll go to Surma. Mr. Zima.
No meeting this month. I think the next one is in July.
All right, thank you. UCCI, Mr. Kitson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just attended a meeting in Springfield this week. A lot of information. There are some bills that we'll be reporting on as soon as the governor signs them that will provide some financing to help the county. But also, excuse me, the summer meeting, I did not get this in the agenda. I believe it's emailed to everybody. But the summer meeting will be the 24th and 25th of July in Galena. Encourage people to go to that. There's a meeting on Sunday afternoon, kind of a meet and greet. And then they have meetings. They have a golf outing for those who want to golf. Those who do not want to, they have other meetings or other activities, I'm sorry. And there'll be some training going on both days, Monday and Tuesday. It's very good training. It's a great opportunity to meet people from other counties and get involved. It is close to home. You don't have to go clear to Springfield. And they compensate, I think it's $100 or $120 of your room bill. Yep. But we need to get reservations in up there pretty soon. If somebody needs this information and has not got an email to them, I'll get some documents up for Becky and Wendy we did not get in the packet. I apologize.
If you want to attend, though, contact Becky, Wendy, or Tom or I, and especially golf. If you want to golf, get with us. We're getting foursomes set up, and we'll get our rooms together and get it lined up. Anything else, Tom?
No, that's it.
Thank you. We'll go down to Illinois Association of County Board Members, Mr. Copine.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't have anything specifically new at this point. I would ask Wendy if she has been contacted by Kelly or Taylor down there with any new additional information.
Not recently, nothing in the last couple of weeks. Kelly does send out regular updates on items, which I think goes out to all of you as well, but nothing of note. She is monitoring, of course, all the legislative activity pending moving forward to the governor and governor's signature. There's not anything to report at this point.
Thanks, Wendy. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Thanks, Mike. We'll go on to unfinished business. We have petition 23-PC-70, text amendment to 10-15-15. The wind energy systems, it was held over in April. Is there a motion to approve petition 23-PC-70, text amendment to the Lee County Code 10-15-15, the wind energy systems that was held over? Do I have a motion? Mr. Scrogstad moves, Mr. Friel seconds it. Any discussion? These were voted on and vote to be held over, and now we go ahead and move them forward. No discussion, no comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. We'll go down to solar. We have petition 23-PC-71, text amendment to 10-15-20, solar energy systems. This was also held over since April. Is there a motion to approve this petition, 23-PC-71? Mr. Hudson moves and Mr. Gascoigne seconds it. This was also held over from April. Any discussion or comments? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now we'll go to new business, the resolution of the mandated increase of rental housing support program surcharge. This is what Jack alluded to earlier in his report. We're just going to adopt this resolution to clean it up. Is there a motion to approve the mandated increase of rental housing support program schedule resolution? Ms. Naylor, sorry, moves. Mr. Gascoigne seconds. Any discussion? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. So we go down to the Lee County Health Department, the proposed environmental health code. We need to hold this over till June. So is there a motion to hold over the Lee County Health Department proposed environmental health code ordinance until June meeting? Mr. Wilson moves, Mr. Copine seconds. Any discussion on this? No discussion or comments? All those in favor to hold it over till June meeting to approve it, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now we go to the intergovernmental agreement, Lee County, Amboy Police, police dispatching, the call taking, and telecommunication services. It's 911 agreement, basically. Is there a motion to approve the intergovernment agreement between Lee County and the city of Amboy? Mr. Kitson moves, Ms. Naylor seconds it. Any comment, questions? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Bid approval for the lot, a vacant lot that we cleaned up on 2500 West 4th Street in Dixon. Is there a motion to approve the highest bid received for the vacant lot at 2500 West 4th Street, received from Daryl and Patricia Thomas in the amount of $5,006? Mr. Hudson moves. Mr. Cobain seconds it. Any discussion? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. We'll go to E, the RFP award for the guaranteed energy savings contract. Is there a motion to award the guaranteed energy savings contract to Allied Facility Partners? Mr. Kitson moves, Mr. Robinson seconds. Any discussion? If no discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now we're going to go to the ordinance, the revised Lee County hotel motel tax. We got to hold this over till June. Let's get a motion and a second on thing, and then we'll discuss this. Is there a motion to hold over the revised Lee County hotel motel tax ordinance until June meeting? Ms. Naylor moves, Mr. Kitson seconds it. Wendy, on the discussion, do you want to talk to us about this?
Certainly. Sorry, trying to get the mic on. So as you all know, we have been working with Lee County Tourism and working as a focus group, a tourism focus group, to determine what our next steps are with regard to tourism. No matter what the decision was that was made as to how to move forward, this ordinance needs to be updated because this current ordinance calls for us to give 50% of our tourism dollars to the city of Dixon and 50% to Lee County Tourism. So obviously, after November 30th, since the city of Dixon has pulled out of our intergovernmental agreement, we need to revise our ordinance to reflect that we won't be giving 50% to the city of Dixon. So at this point in time, as Bob said, we're just looking to lay it over. There will be more steps coming forward with regard to the tourism. In fact, Tom attended quite a few committee meetings this last week and kind of gave you a heads up about where the focus group is leaning towards that. And we'll be bringing that back to you all in a little bit more formal manner with a memorandum of understanding between the county and Lee County Tourism, the end result, which will be the dissolving of Lee County Tourism. I'll take any questions if anybody has any, but there'll be more to follow in the next couple of months.
Yep, we're just going to hold this over. Any questions or comments? We have a first and a second on the table, so all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Battery energy storage systems moratorium. Is there a motion to approve a 90-day extension, moratorium extension? Mr. Wilson moves. Mr. Friel seconds. This is, our extension ran out. This is just to send it out 90 more days. I think we want to wait and see if the state's going to do what they did with wind and solar. So we really don't want to waste a lot of time with our zoning people. They're busy anyhow. So let's just wait another 90 days and see what they come up with. So any comments or questions? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We got a maintenance department request for a new mower tractor with a mower deck and a snow blower. Is there a motion to approve the request from the maintenance department for a new mower tractor with a mower and snow blower for $16,170 to be paid out of the capital fund? Mr. Wilson and Mr. Hudson seconds that. Any discussion? No comment or discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We're going to go to appointments. We're going to go to A, resolution reappointment of William Ogun to the Ohio Fire Department. Is there a motion to approve the reappointment of William Ogun to the Ohio Fire Department District. Mr. Gascoigne moves, Mr. Scroggs seconds it. Any discussion? The request form is in the packet. I think you can see that. Any discussion or comment? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Before we go to this next one, B, I think I'm going to ask Jennifer Boyd to come up before we do this next appointment and thank Mr. Tom Mead for his service. I think Tom wants to talk when you're done, Jennifer, so.
Good evening. So we have 3 resolutions from the assessment office coming tonight. But the first one does stem from Board of Review member Tom Mead retiring after 14 years of his service, serving as the chairman of the board for the Board of Review. So we do want to thank him for his committed service, for his commitment to the Board of Review and his time and effort he's made with us there. So thank you, Tom, for being with us for that. And in Tom's committal to the Board of Review, he's spent time looking for his replacement. So Tom will be retiring as of May 31st, and he went out and found a replacement for a new Board of Review member that we will be looking to get on board for June 1st. So Tom, thank you for all you have done for us. You'd like to say some words?
Thanks, Tom. That was a tough
Thank you
job to
very
be chairman.
much.
Thank you.
Tom, I'm very disappointed, Tom. I'm very disappointed that you didn't want to say something, seriously.
Okay, thanks, Jennifer. Stay there in case there's any questions or comments.
Of course.
So we're going to do a resolution appointment of Cole Olson to the Lee County Board of Review. Is there a motion to approve the appointment of Cole Olson to Lee County Board of Review? Mr. Hudson moves, Mr. Gascoigne seconds it. Any discussion? If none, we better do a roll call vote on this one. All right.
Scrogstad,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Zeman,
Yes.
Acree,
Yes.
Book,
Yes.
Freel,
Yes.
Gascoigne,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Kitson,
Yes.
Copine,
Yes.
Minimi,
Yes.
Naylor,
Yes.
Pearson,
Yes.
Robertson,
Yes.
Shippert? Yes.
Olson.
I'm going to abstain. Thank you. Motion carried. Congratulations, Cole. We'll move to C, resolution of reappointment of Lori Urbis to the Lee County Board of Review. Her request appointment form is also in the packet, which you can see online, as we've been saying. Is there a motion to approve the reappointment of Lori Urbis to the Lee County Board of Review? Mr. Acree moves, Mr. Copine seconds it. Any discussion? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. We'll go to resolution of James Burke to Lee County Farmland Assessment Review Committee. Is there a motion to approve the reappointment of James Burke to Lee County Farmland Assessment Review Committee? Again, Mr. Friel moves. Mr. Scroggs seconds it. Any discussion? No discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thanks, Jennifer.
Thank you.
We're going to go down to executive session. We have no executive session. Is there a motion to approve the county officers report, the circuit clerk report, and the county clerk report? Is there a motion to approve them? Yes.
We have E1.
Skip one. Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
you skipped one of the appointments, I believe.
Oh, no. I usually do that.
James Burke was the last one, then it was Studebaker.
I don't have that on my sheet. Thank you, though. I don't have that.
Technical error.
We have resolution. Yeah, let me have that. I know. Let's read this one. Okay. I got a resolution to the appointment of Richard Studebaker as trustee of the West Brooklyn Fire Protection District. Do I have a motion to approve that? Mr. Kitson moves, Mr. Skogstad seconds it. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thanks, Mr. Friel. I don't know what happened to my copy.
I can tell you that this was a last-minute one that came in after the executive committee, so I think that's what caused a little hiccup.
Okay, all right. So I have no executive session, approval of county officers and treasurers report, circuit clerk report, and the county clerk report. Is there a motion to approve these reports, the county officers report? Ms. Naylor moves and Mr. Skogstad seconds it. Any discussion? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We got the approval of monthly revenue report, claims paid vacation, and payroll paid. Is there a motion to approve this monthly revenue report? Mr. Comine moves, Mr. Friel seconds it. Any discussion? If no discussion, we have to do this by roll call vote. Nancy, would you do that for us?
Wilson,
Yes.
Seaman,
Yes.
Acree,
Yes.
Book,
Yes.
Friel,
Yes.
Gascoigne,
Yes. Hudson,
Yes.
Kitson,
Yes.
Copine,
Yes.
Minimi,
Yes.
Naylor,
Yes.
Pearson,
Yes.
Robertson,
Yes.
Shippert. Yes.
Scrogstad,
Yes.
Olson.
Yes. Thank you. Approval of board member mileage and per diem. I need a motion for that. Mr. Robinson moves, Mr. Wilson seconds it. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Motion to adjourn. Mr. Wilson moves and Mr. Kitson seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.